budgets tightening as the cost of goods and services increase, it's more important than ever to maximize your dollar when you head out to your local comic shop, comic convention, or wherever you get your comic book fix. For this video, we're headed out to hunt up some great comics with a $50 budget. Here's 10 comics you can bring home with that last $50 that's burning a hole in your pocket following the holidays. Let me set up our number 10 pick for you. It's Peter Pan, but set in the European theater of World War II. If you're a history buff or just down with interesting mashups, then Peter Panzerfaust is for you. Peter Panzerfaust number 1 was published 10 years ago in February of 2012 by Image Comics. Written by Curtis Weave and drawn by Tyler Jenkins, the book is a really enjoyable reimagining of the Peter Pan story. Peter Panzerfaust number 1 is currently selling for approximately $45 for a raw, high-grade copy, and for a book that was selling for $100 plus just a few years ago, the current average sales price presents a great opportunity for the budget-minded collector to add this really fun issue and series to their collection. Sweet Christmas. Our number 9 book is the beginning of one of the best buddy pairings in all of comics, Power Man number 48. In this issue, Luke Cage and Iron Fist team up for the very first time, and just 2 issues later would assume the moniker of the Heroes for Hire. Published in December 1977, this classic Bronze Age Marvel issue features a Gil Kane cover with interior work from one of the greatest creative pairings in history, Chris Claremont and John Byrne, with appearances from Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Misty Knight, Colleen Wing, Shades, and Comanche. This issue is what we all hoped the Luke Cage and Iron Fist Netflix shows would be. Following the completion of the Netflix Marvel shows, the value of this book came down quite a bit, but most people expect to see the Heroes for Hire in the MCU, either on the silver screen or on Disney Plus in the coming years. That makes this book seem like a real value at $50 for a raw, high-grade copy. Following the success of the Sandman series, Neil Gaiman was fielding pitches from creators who wanted to revisit the characters from the critically acclaimed series. However, Gaiman only said yes to one of those pitches, and it's our number 8 book. Falling from on high all the way to number 8 is Lucifer number 1. This series helps answer some of the questions a reader might have had after finishing reading Sandman. Specifically, what would the former ruler of Hell do after he walked away from his dominion? And that's the pitch that earned writer Mike Carey the blessing of Neil Gaiman. Mike Carey answers the question, what would Lucifer do? The series was adapted for TV, which ran for 93 episodes across 6 seasons and had 2 homes, one with Fox, and it finished out its run over on Netflix. Published in June 2000 from DC's Vertigo imprint, Lucifer number 1 is currently selling around the $40 mark, which makes it one of the most economical picks on our list. NYX3 is a major modern key for Marvel. X-23's first appearance saw a strong uptick in value a few years back, but our number 7 book, which is extremely comparable to the first appearance of X-23, hasn't fared as well. Coming in at number 7 is Wolverine Origins number 10, the first appearance of Daken, the son of Wolverine. Published in March 2007, this issue features a Joe Quesada cover with a story from Daniel Way and interior art from Steve Dillon. The negative space cover is very clean and it really pops visually, making it an attractive addition to your collection. Currently averaging a sales price of $50, this book could follow in the steps of NYX3 if and when we first see Daken in the MCU. There are also a few notable variants for this one. First up is the newsstand edition, but the most desirable variant is the 1-in-100 Joe Quesada Third Claw variant. Unfortunately, both of those variants are well outside of our $50 budget. Thanks for watching. If you're getting value out of this top 10 comics on a $50 budget video, click the like button and let YouTube know. If you were a kid in the 90s, then there was no way you missed Jim Carrey's The Mask movie. And while we're more than accustomed to movies based on comic book properties today, in 1994, outside of the Superman and Batman franchises, comic book movies were rather uncommon. Our number 6 book is Dark Horse Presents 10, which features the first appearance of the Mask. Published in September of 1987, the 8-page Mask story was written and drawn by creator Mark Badger. If you're not familiar with Dark Horse Presents, it was an anthology title published by Dark Horse for many years, and it ran for a total of 157 issues. DHP-10 is currently averaging $45 for a raw high-grade copy, but be sure to check this title out if you're looking for an eclectic mix of stories inside of a single title. Additionally, several recognizable intellectual properties get their start in comics here or have classic stories told within the series. Starting off the bottom half of the list is the first appearance of Silver Sable and the Wild Pack in Amazing Spider-Man 265, a book that has had some low-key movie or TV show rumors for a while now. The value of this issue has dipped back into our budget, as the market has moved on to brighter or shinier objects. Published in June of 1985, Tom DeFalco and Ron Frenz team up to tell the tale after the Fox. Here we meet Silver Sable for the first time. Currently averaging sales around the $40 mark, ASM 265 is as affordable right now as it has been in recent memory, so keep your eyes peeled for this one as you dig through those back issues. Speeding its way to the number 4 spot is Sonic the Hedgehog 0. This February 1993 issue kicks off the first Sonic the Hedgehog series, which was just 4 issues long before the long-running second series began in July of 1993. With multiple short stories inside from writer Michael Gallagher and artist Scott Shaw, Sonic the Hedgehog 0 will appeal to collectors similar to those currently chasing down the early Valiant Nintendo books such as Super Mario Bros. No. 1. While this issue is not the first appearance of Sonic, Tails, Dr. Robotnik, or any other major character, this is the first standard release comic book to feature the classic Sega characters. This book is currently selling in the $45 range, so you should be able to pick up a copy for your collection and have just a little bit of cash left over after the fact. With familiar faces from projects gone by popping up all over the MCU lately, our number 3 book features the first appearance of another character that could possibly find his way back into the MCU. Our number 3 book is All New Ghost Rider number 1, featuring the first appearance of the Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider. If you are a fan of the character following his appearances in ABC's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., then the first appearance of Robbie Reyes is worth considering for your $50 budget. Published in May 2014, All New Ghost Rider 1 was written by Felipe Smith with cover and interior art from Trad Moore. Bringing $50 for a raw, high-grade copy in today's market, this one is worth seeking out if you're a fan of Ghost Rider. If you're getting value out of the video, do me a favor and hit the like button. Likes, comments, and sharing of our content lets YouTube know that you enjoy our videos. Let's take a trip back to the fall of 2011 when DC decided to reboot their entire line and put out 52 brand new number 1s. The clear winner amongst these new releases has always been Batman number 1, which is our number 2 book. Cover dated November of 2011 from the creative powerhouse couple of Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, this relaunching of the Batman title would prove to be one of the most successful and well-received runs on Batman across the title's long history. This book once sold in the $100 range, but has seen a slow and steady decrease in value over the last few years. Currently realizing average sales prices in the $45 range, this Batman number 1 is likely to find its basement floor soon and presents a great opportunity to buy the dip on a very collectible modern issue. Topping this top 10 comics to pick up on a $50 budget video is another book coming off of recent highs and is momentarily affordable compared to just a year ago. Coming in at number 1 is Captain America number 25, the first appearance of Sam Wilson as Captain America. Less than a year after the release of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Captain America 25 has fallen out of the spotlight in the collector's market and is seeing a significant drop in value. For perspective, 9.8 copies of this book sold at an average price of $339 in 2020. The 90-day average price is currently down to $195, and no copy is sold for more than $189 in 2022. The most recent sale was $160, which is actually up a few dollars from the previous 2 sales. Raw, high-grade copies are now averaging sales prices of $50, which makes this book a very desirable pickup, as the Sam Wilson Captain America is currently in between MCU projects. Mixing up what you're collecting from time to time is a great way to keep the hobby fresh. Whether your budget only affords you $50 or you voluntarily set your max at $50 for your next comic hunting trip, Setting out to pick up books in the $50 price range is a great way to steadily add value to your collection. $50 tends to be a transitory price point as books regularly pass through on their way up in value and then they stop back by on their way down in value. The important thing is to make sure you're spending your hard-earned comic budget on books you enjoy. Hobbies are meant to be an extension of yourself and your interest, and it's hard to satisfy that requirement when you forego the books you would truly like for the books you think would just be good investments. Trust me, I've gotten lost down that rabbit hole before. If you want to keep up with Como Comic Books, be sure to subscribe to the channel, follow us over on Instagram for even more comic book content, and check us out over on Whatnot for some live sales. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out this other recent top 10 comics list up here, or swing by our top 10 comics playlist that has more than 30 videos for you to dive into. Happy hunting out there, and don't forget to collect responsibly. I will see you in the next one.